Hey guys, I don't remember the last time I made a Shawn B video on 3Speak or on YouTube. It became repetitive reacting to him because he says the same thing over and over again. The ambulance can't get to his neighborhood. The police can't get to his neighborhood. The train's gonna derail and blow up his neighborhood. They're peeping on him. They're harassing him. They're doing to bug him. It became really repetitive reacting to him. So I decided, you know what? I'll just wait unless he says something absolutely wild that Shawn made. I'm gonna play the entire video, let y'all listen to it, and then I'm gonna give my comments, okay?
It's about 8:15 right now. Down there, you can see the 8 p.m. sitting here right in the middle of 4th Avenue. I just drove around his pathetic ass. The ass end of his train is sitting in the rail yard on 23rd Avenue. He's currently blocking 19 blocks. Blocking 19 blocks.
Alright, I honestly I was gonna watch this video all the way through, but my ADHD brain is not gonna remember all of this chicken shit ass stuff, okay? Okay. So, you say the train is always blocking off your neighborhood. You say the train is blocking off your neighborhood, Mr. B. But, didn't you say you're able to get around the quote unquote creeper that's always stopping by your house? So if the train is always sealing up your neighborhood, how'd you get there? Did you teleport there, Mr. B? I would like you to tell us how you got there. It would be nice if you would explain to us, Mr. B.
And what's the Union Pathetic doing? Running another fucking train through here. Can you see that? Can you see my middle finger, you fucking piece of shit? These two shitbags just blocked off my entire fucking neighborhood.
First, the train that you're calling the 8 p.m. creeper, and for those of you who don't know, you know how he used to call the train that stops in his neighborhood to wait for clearance or maybe to wait for instruction? Okay. Alright. So Shawn does not tell you this, but he lives by a yard that's about a mile or a mile and a half from his street. He lives by a busy Union Pacific rail yard. So usually they're trying to pull out the yard, either to wait for clearance before they go on their route, or the train might be too long, so it has to pull out of the yard, and then the conductor has to throw the switch, and the engineer has to wait for instructions from his conductor to like before backing up onto the lane or whatever, right? Shawn doesn't tell you that he's by a yard. If y'all didn't know he was by a yard, then of course, without context, people are gonna be like, okay, what's going on? Nonetheless, you chose to move there, Mr. B. Even if you didn't, if you make a lot of money from DoorDash, why don't you save up your DoorDash money, sell your house, move somewhere, not by railroad tracks. You could do that. Okay? Or move in with a friend who doesn't live by railroad tracks, by the way. Okay? Alright, so the train you just flipped off has priority over the bleep hill. So when that train is stopping by your house every day, for the most part, this train right here likely has priority over him. So that's why the creeper, is like they call the crew, is stopping by your house. But hey, most of the time in his videos, he's yelling at the conductor. The conductor does not operate the train. I'm not too knowledgeable on what railroad freight conductors do, but he's yelling at the conductor. At least in this time, he actually flipped off the engineer in this video, okay? Because the engineer is the person who actually operates the train, not the conductor. That joke aside, let's continue.
These two pieces of shit just blocked off my entire fucking neighborhood. No fucking way for anybody, including the ambulances or police officers, to get down in my neighborhood because of these stupid fucking shitbags that work for the Union Pathetic. Do this on purpose. It's illegal. This motherfucker should not be sitting here right now. And this is why people are getting pissed off. This is why you motherfuckers better watch your ass when you're running through the neighborhood, because you're endangering everybody's lives who live down here. Does this look like a...
But you live a mile or a mile and a half away from a rail yard. Oh my god.
Nothing but fucking houses down here, and the union pathetic shitbags are endangering everybody's lives because they got federal jurisdiction. Tell you what, Special Agent Derek Moyce with the fucking FBI who works for the fucking railroad, why don't you get off your ass and do something about this? Why don't you start issuing some fucking fines, because this shit is illegal.
Just because you don't like what the train is doing does not make it freaking illegal. And if you had the FBI called on you, there is a reason. Because you made a threat to the crew in one of these videos, like a few months ago. Because he did say in his video when the cops are called on him that the Union Pacific has had him arrested before. But the question is, this was likely before he made these videos. What did he do before for why the Union Pacific had to arrest him? That's what I need to know. So maybe if you stop making threats to the Union Pacific, maybe you wouldn't have the FBI called on you, okay?
Hey, Council Bluffs police officers, why don't you come down here and arrest this fat fuck for harassing people and looking at people's windows every fucking night between 8 and 9 p.m.
The cop literally told you that the Union Pacific is not doing anything illegal. They literally told you they're not doing anything illegal. They're not harassing. They're doing their jobs. They're doing their railroad duties. The cop told you you can apply for the railroad and propose your own changes. So you could apply for the railroad and change the timetables or something. I don't know. Or move. But you don't want to do either of those things.
Hey, Heartland Family Services, you think I'm fucking crazy? Huh? You think I'm fucking crazy? You think this shit isn't fucking happening? You're gonna come down to my fucking house and call me a terrorist when this shit is going on?
Well, you're already screaming at a train, yelling about how they're harassing you, and you're always yelling about how you're going to defend yourself if you have to, and saying that you hope somebody strangles the crew. And you're always in a video you made in the summer, you asked if the cab was bulletproof. This is likely why you're having so many organizations come after you, Mr. B. Maybe your neighbors are hearing these rants and calling these organizations, these people that you're saying is coming to your house. Your neighbors probably hearing these rants. They're probably getting concerned. They don't know what the f you're screaming about. So they called whatever and sent them to your house.
What happens when this motherfucker hauling gallons and tons of ethanol derails that fucking train because of the condition that it's in?
Okay, I'm not an expert on railroad tracks, so I can't say the tracks are in perfect condition. I can't say they're in a feeble condition. However, that train does not exceed like 10 miles per hour because you're in a residential neighborhood. I'm in a city, so the trains that I film don't pass 40 miles per hour because I don't think about railroads or speed limits, so I would assume they cannot pass that speed limit going through a town or residential neighborhood. And especially because you're by a yard, when they're in yard territory, I think they can't exceed 15 miles per hour. I'm not entirely sure. You guys remember in East Palestine, Ohio, when the Norfolk Southern derailed? Something that was in the tanks was really toxic, and it caused the neighborhood to be inhabitable. I think what caused that train to derail is a wheel bearing caught on fire. Plus, what is a wheel bearing? Somebody help me out. What is a wheel bearing? Okay, anyways. And then the train derailed. That train was going 60 miles per hour. And in that neighborhood, the train doesn't pass 10 miles per hour because it's in yard territory. Okay, so y'all got to help me out because I'm not the best knowledge. I don't have the best knowledge of trains. Okay, so if that train were to derail, it's not gonna blow up your neighborhood like what happened in East Palestine, Ohio. So unless a wheel bearing catches on fire and blows up that train, you've got nothing to worry about, Mr. B.
How the fuck are you gonna get down here and save people's lives when these shitbags purposely blocked off my entire neighborhood? How you gonna do that, huh? Why don't the people that live down here get to have their voices heard? Why don't the people that live down here have to be constantly harassed by these shitbags that work for the fucking Union Pathetic? The same fucking shitbags every fucking night, breaking the fucking law, and you fucking law enforcement officers are calling me a fucking terrorist instead of giving a fucking fine to this who likes to look into people's windows every fucking night.
Bro, I lost brain cells watching this video. I think I need to go back to the 5th grade after watching this video. Okay? Stop making threats and you won't be called in. It's funny how he entitled this video, "This is why people will riot against the Union Pacific Railroad." Like, bro, this is a train that's doing its railroad duties. And I guess I've been saying, Jazz, he's obviously doing this for views. Well, he actually had the cops called on him for harassing the call center. So I just wanted to cover that video there about Shawn B possibly being visited again. Because if you recall, he was visited by the local police because he was harassing the call center of the Union Pacific trying to stop the train, okay? So if he was visited again, why didn't he record it? I would say maybe he wasn't able to for whatever reason. Like, those cops there probably didn't care. But maybe he was advised not to record anything. I really don't know. Somebody will have to spell it out for me, but yeah. If this guy had the FBI call him, family services, and the police, then that tells you that this guy is not trolling. Nobody's gonna troll like that. All right, no, I just can't see it. So like I said, I'm not gonna like make a video on every one of these clown ass videos. All right, I'm not. But just when he does something absolutely mind boggling where it just has to be called out. All right.